Stars, I'm a fool for your love.
Ready? Okay, going to the airport. Okay. Well, I'm doing a little YouTube video. Is it okay if you be on my YouTube?
Yeah, all good. No worries.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyway, what is your name?
My name's Blaze.
Oh, you know, there. So, what you said again?
Blaze.
Blaze, like Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, exactly. exactly.
So I'm gonna ask Blaze a simple question. I'm gonna see if Blaze gonna get it right. So alright, there's 12 months in a year, right?
Yeah.
How many months carry 28 days?
28 days.
Yeah.
That's just February, right?
Just February?
Isn't it just February? I think.
And I think February is the only month that carry 28 days, right?
Usually, yeah. I mean, 29 every 4 years, but yeah.
Every 4 years.
Yeah, it's the
Alright.
shortest month, so
So you think you got it right?
I think so.
Alright, check it out. Check it out again. And I'm gonna ask you again, right?
Okay.
12 months, right?
Oh, how many have 28? Oh, all of them have 28 days. Only one only has 28 days.
Only one
Got
have
you.
28 days?
Got you.
So you know every month have 28 days.
Yeah, they're all longer than that.
So
I see the trick.
yeah, I got him. I got Johnny, you know, so shout out, you know. The end of the video, I'd like you to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay? I just got him.
Oh,
And we can have a reasoning then.
okay.
Always Colombia.
Colombia's dope. It's super fun. It's so much fucking cheaper than like, I mean, SF is expensive too, but like New York is expensive.
Yeah.
Ubers, taxis, all that stuff, food in general.
So how long you was out here for?
In Colombia or?
No, out here.
About a week. Like a little bit over 7 days, like 8-9 days, I think.
So what you do like for a living?
Recently I just been trading stocks. Just doing that.
Trading stock?
Yeah, 'cause
bro.
before I moved to Colombia, I used to like sell motorcycles, like at a dealership, and then I always traded like on the side. But then I moved out there and wanted to kind of focus more on that because cheaper cost of living, all that stuff.
So you're a very successful person then.
I mean, I'm not rich. I've been making a living out in Colombia. Like I don't know if I could live off of that the same way out here, because like, for example, like the apartment I had was like a 3-bedroom that I split with my boy, and like 1 bedroom was an office, whatever. 3 bedrooms, like 3 bathrooms, balcony, all that stuff for like $900 a month, and that was the total price. So we split that in half, and that's honestly expensive out there too. Like that's paying a high price for that.
So like how much you make a year? Like how much money you make a
A
year?
year, I don't know. It's hard to tell because like with trading, it's not consistent. That's the thing. It's not consistent income. It's like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's like you're kind of just breaking even. So, I don't know. Like on average, between like 40 to 50 ish. Sometimes more, sometimes less.
A year?
Yeah,
But if out there is that cheap, well, 40,000-50,000.
that's the thing out there. Like that, just you can save more money. Your the U.S. dollar goes super far out there, so you can live off of that a lot better. Eating out and stuff. Like if you go to a club, it's like $20 for a bottle in a club.
Bottle of champagne.
It literally, for my boy's birthday, we bought a lot.
What?
All the bottles of champagne they had in the club, it was $25 per bottle. And we bought all-
Shit.
Yeah.
So the hell I'm doing in New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the next thing, what's the best thing to invest in, like to trade and all that? So maybe you could, teach me about the stock.
I mean, a lot of stocks are still down from like the whole war and fucking COVID and all that shit still. So there's a lot of stuff like buying opportunities. If you're trying to make money in the short term, though, it's hard. I would say just like don't try to do that and just invest. And 5 years out from now, it will definitely be up. But a lot of the tech stocks, I mean, they kind of pulled back a little bit. It's a good thing to do now, I would think. I think crypto is still going to go up, so I have a lot in crypto too. But I don't really I just kind of let that sit on the side. Like I don't really.
Alright, to be real with you, I want to go in the invest, right? Because I know I got a little money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to do a little invest, but to be honest with you, I don't really know about the invest like that. So talking to people, sometimes I hear some of my passenger talking about investment, and I was like, wow. Sometimes I just want to be like, could you teach me? But sometimes you just don't want to go into anybody business, and you know, because I do Uber, they can write you up or anything. You understand? But
no, I feel I don't want to be hella like rude and stuff like
yeah,
that.
but sometimes I heard them talking about crazy million, man. Like,
Yeah, I bet out here
invest.
too, because they be having like motherfuckers work on Wall Street, hella like financial stuff, where they're
Yeah.
like using other people's money and just trading.
Flip
hella,
it.
It's like, yeah, that's a different level of investing, or like investing in general. I don't really do that much stuff like that, but
okay.
yeah, I mean, I would say just get started. There's a lot of apps that make it easy. Robinhood, like TD Ameritrade, a lot of the stuff you can use to like get started. Pretty simple. I would just buy like an index, just kind of let it sit for a while, and then do some research, look at companies if you want to invest more specifically. But what I'm trying to do now is like Airbnb. I want to get like specifically in Colombia too, because the properties there are pretty cheap. So you could like, you know, buy a condo, something like that, or even just like rent it out for like a year lease, and
Yeah.
then just.
And the
just
next
on
thing I was
Airbnb.
thinking about that too. How about like renting other people's place and rent it out? You think that is
Yeah.
a good idea?
Yeah, that's what my friend does in Colombia. He makes a lot of money from that too. The only thing is just make sure like the building allows Airbnb, because sometimes when you rent, like it will be in the contract, you can't list it on Airbnb or any like temporary booking place. So that kind of is weird. I'm not sure about the laws in New York, but at least in Colombia, you have to like approve the property with the government for that Airbnb reason too. So it like takes an extra step, but yeah, that works for sure, because you can usually make a lot more on Airbnb, especially for like the busy times of the year. In Colombia, that's usually around like the holidays, so like end of November to like January is like usually super booked. Everything gets booked super quick out there, and yeah, that's a good way to do it too. Just do the monthly rental, then you don't have to like put a bunch of money at once. So
Yeah, because
you go back.
the next thing, like, how about like renting like people house, and they would have to give you the permission for do Airbnb with it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so if you just do they have to give your permission. I think personally, you can always write a contract that includes all that stuff. But then also, unless it's like their own personal house, if it's like, you know, an apartment in a building or a condo that they own,
Yeah.
then you need like the building manager has to like, it has to be allowed for that too. Like certain buildings don't allow that. They want to keep it more residential, more quiet. Some of them don't care, so it's weird. You gotta make sure everything's legal, like all good with that to do it.
But you could do it with houses, like you rent people
Yeah, with
house.
houses you could do that too. Rent their house and do that. Once again, you have to like make sure they're aware of that. Put it in it like when you do the rental contract, the rental agreement. Make sure it's included in there. Like just whoever you're talking to about who's like writing the papers up, just make sure you like confirm with them that it's allowed and everything. But it should be good.
Okay,
definitely
so
works.
the landlord would have to give you that permission.
Yeah, has to be allowed for that.
Yeah, because as I said, you know, I want to go to the invest, but I would like someone, you know, sit me down, teach me, and tell me what to do.
Yeah,
You
no, I mean
know,
that's a good way too, because that at least the Airbnb like arbitrage where you like rent and then relist it on Airbnb, that doesn't require much money like to start up. Because like worst case, you get an apartment that's not furnished at all. You pay whatever the rent is. You pay maybe a couple thousand to furnish it.
Yeah.
You know, make sure it has good Wi-Fi, all that stuff, some basic TVs, appliances, stuff like that, and then you list it, and then you start getting income, and you can usually make between like, ideally you want to make like at least 500 to maybe 1,000 profit a month off that, and then a few months of doing that, another couple thousand saved up, do the same thing again, find another one, and just do it over and over again, and then just,
but
it just builds up.
yeah, but as I said, I think you could rent it out like 200 a night.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, so the short-term rentals are definitely more profitable, especially
Right.
during like the busier times of the year. But at least for me personally, because I don't want to have to deal with like the cleaning crews and doing all that back and forth, dealing with different clients, I'd rather just like do the long-term rental. So on Airbnb, when you list it, you can usually list it with like a monthly discount or even a weekly discount, where if they book, you know, one full week like consecutively or one full month consecutively, there's like a discount on the price, and that usually makes it better for them if they're like, you know, traveling for work, stuff like that, where they just want a better place to stay than like a hotel, you know, like a more kind of personal place. So I feel like that's what my target would be, to like go for people who are trying to like travel and
But I think
have more than a hotel room.
I
But
think the short term way better, because you know a lot of people would like to cook their own food, like to do their own stuff, because
yeah.
I think that will be better. You'll make way more money.
Yeah, because you can list, $200 a night is like standard. I remember I was looking, I was staying at my friend's place when I first came out here,
Yeah.
and it was an Airbnb that his friend owned, and he was just like letting him stay there for free. We only had it like 3 days though, so I had to find somewhere else to look, and I was looking at Airbnb, and everything's like 150 to 300 a night.
Yeah.
Like it's in that range, so and I mean it's also around that kind of time of year as well too, but like like that's definitely more profitable. It's just how often of the year is it going to be booked up? I don't know, because I haven't done it yet. I'm sure it'd probably be a mixture of both, like a mixture of doing the shorter term, less than a week, and then also maybe during like the slow periods of the year, just do the monthly discount, add that in there, get it booked just the whole time, so it's just constant money. But yeah,
Yeah,
you
because
like once you have the place rented and everything, you can kind of just mess around with like the pricing and see what works best, see what gets you more bookings and all that stuff too. And then once you have enough properties too, you can also just hire someone to manage all that for you. Like literally, like if you're making a minimum $500 a month from each place, and you have like 4 or 5 of them, you can just pay someone like $500 a month to just manage them and make sure the bookings are full up, change the pricing, dates, all that stuff. You just literally collect a check. That's it.
oh yeah, so you would have to do the change in price and everything.
I mean, yeah, like in the first part, it's probably best to do it yourself, because like usually like the management stuff where you have someone else manage stuff for you costs a couple $100 a month, and the first few months, first times doing it, you're probably not going to make it that much money. So do it yourself, figure it out, see what works best, and then once you start adding the properties up in different locations, I would probably just look it out to someone else, and then just pocket those checks coming in. That's just like extra money each month, then pretty much.
Yeah, but where you say you in Iowa? Where you live right now?
Right now, I live in San Francisco.
So San Francisco. Okay.
Yeah.
And you said $25 for a bottle of champagne.
No. That's in Colombia. That's
Oh,
where I was
Colombia.
the last few months. Yeah, in Medellin.
Wow, that's so cheap. Colombia is.
Yeah, Colombia's cheap. Like all the Ubers, like going out, like coming back from the club, like we're just out at a bar or restaurant at night, less than $2 for like 15-minute ride.
$2?
Yeah, $2, less than $2, like $1.80, something like that.
So they're not making no money then.
Well, for them, it's decent money, because like there's also something called like InDriver, another app you can use where you can pay with cash or like bank transfer, and you can usually like negotiate prices down.
Yeah.
Uber's the more expensive one, but like
Yeah.
it's like nothing, because like I think the average salary, not minimum wage, the average salary is $10,000 a year for a Colombian.
Out there?
Yeah, like, and that's like the average, like what the normal people make a lot less than that too. So
Wow.
so the US dollar goes really far up there right now, especially with like I think recently the Colombian peso dropped a lot.
So
too,
the best thing to have a business here, anywhere, and live out there.
Yeah, if you can find a way to make US dollars and then spend your US dollars out there, you'll go so much farther with that.
Wow. You heard that?
Got to do that. Brazil's also cool too. I was there for a week. It's like similar prices as Colombia. I love Brazil. Rio is super fun. There's beaches and stuff like that too. Food there's great, but yeah.
You ever been to Jamaica? Like,
I have not. I want to go though.
just man, you
I
love
wanna
it
go.
there.
I have a friend who's been there a few times. She loves it. It's super fun.
Yeah, Jamaica. Because I'm from Jamaica.
I can tell from the accent. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Jamaica.